Constitution, Election, Anti-Corruption and Police Reform Commissions submitted reports to the Chief Advisor. Next election will be held based on unity and reform proposals, says Chief Advisor. Summary of the Commission reports to be made public, informs Advisor Sayyida Rizwana Hassan. Trial of July mass killing will begin from March. The trial process will end before election, Law Advisor. Foreign advisor set for 3-day visit to China's invitation. Important decision including renewal of MOU on river management to be taken for bilateral development. Begum Khalida Zia and Tariq Rahman proved innocent in Zia Orphanage Trust case. All accused in appeal of the case acquitted. Punishment of High Court Division and Trial Court cancelled. 63 more Palestinians killed in Israeli barbaric attacks in 24 hours. The Doha truce talks shows light of hope. Chattogram phase of BPL begins tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum. This is News at 10. I'm Mahmoud Rahman. Those were the headlines. Let's move on now to the details. The heads of the 4 reform commissions have submitted their full reports to Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus. They are Constitutional Reform Commission Chief Professor Ali Riaz, Election System Reform Commission Chief Badiul Alam Mojumdar, Anti-Corruption Commission Reform Commission Chief Dr. Iftikhar Zaman, and Police Reform Commission Chief Safaraj Hussain. After submitting the reforms report, a meeting was held to summarize the report at the Chief Advisor's office in the capital today. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus, in his introductory speech, said that this is a historic moment through which a new charter of mass upsurge will be created, and it will be the charter of a new Bangladesh. The Chief Advisor said the election will be held in the future through this charter and on the basis of consensus.
এটা শুধু আনুষ্ঠানিকতা না, এটা একটা ঐতিহাসিক মুহূর্ত। আমরা যেটা গঠন করতে চাচ্ছি, যেটা উদ্দেশ্য করে, এটা গণঅভ্যুত্থানের একটা চার্টার তৈরি হয়। ওই যে নতুন বাংলাদেশের চার্টার, সেই হবে চার্টার। সেই চার্টার মতৈক্যের ভিত্তিতে হবে। এই চার্টার থেকে যাবে ইতিহাসের অংশ হিসেবে। এটা আমাদের জাতীয় কমিটমেন্ট, এটা কোনো দলীয় কমিটমেন্ট না। আমরা আশা করছি সব দল এই চার্টারে সাইন অন করবে। বাঙালি জাতি একটা সনদ, যে সনদ আমরা বুকে নিয়ে অগ্রসর হব। ভবিষ্যতে যে নির্বাচন হবে এই চার্টারের ভিত্তিতে, সেটাও যেন একটা ঐক্যমতের সরকার হয়। যে চার্টারকে আমরা ধরে রেখেছি, আর যত কিছুই হোক, এটা যেন আমাদের হাত থেকে ছেড়ে না যায়। আমরা সেই স্বপ্নের কন্টিনিউটি চাই, বাস্তবায়ন চাই।
The heads of the Commission also spoke at the time. Chief of the Constitution Reform Commission, Professor Ali Riaz, said the report made a number of recommendations aimed at establishing democracy, people's fundamental rights and accountability. He said the Constitution Reform Commission has proposed a 2-house parliament. Election System Reform Commission Chief Badiul Alam Mojumdar said their report made 150 recommendations for holding a free, fair and inclusive election. Anti-Corruption Commission Reform Commission Chief Muhammad Iftikhar Zaman said 47 recommendations have been made to meet the expectations of the people to prevent corruption. He said the report also recommends stopping the legalization of black money. Chief of the Police Reform Commission, Safaraj Hussain, said their report has made short, medium and long-term proposals to reform the police force. Forest, Environment and Climate Change Advisor Sayyida Rizwana Hassan conducted the meeting. Advisors Adilur Rahman Khan and Dr. Asif Nazrul spoke on the occasion. The recommendations of the Reform Commission will be implemented based on consensus of the political parties. Law advisor Dr. Asif Nazrul said this at a press briefing at the Foreign Service Academy after the submission of the reports of the 4 reform commissions. The law advisor said July mass killing trial hearing will begin in March. The trial process could be completed before the next general election, he added.
রাজনৈতিক দলগুলোর সঙ্গে যখন আলাপ করা হবে এটাই আমরা আইডেন্টিফাই করার চেষ্টা করব যে ন্যূনতম সংস্কার কোনগুলো আছে এবং এই বিষয়ে রাজনৈতিক মতৈক্য আছে কিনা। তারপর হচ্ছে এর বাইরে যে সমস্ত প্রত্যাশিত সংস্কার আছে সেটাকেও আইডেন্টিফাই করার চেষ্টা করা হবে। ওনারা একটা রোডম্যাপ তৈরি করে দেবেন আমি আপনাদের যে নির্বাচনের টাইমলাইনের সাথে সম্পর্কিত করে যে কোন সংস্কারগুলো টপ প্রায়োরিটি দিতে হবে সবাই মিলে বসে, আর কোন সংস্কারগুলো বাড়তি সময় পাওয়া গেলে নির্বাচনের জন্য সেগুলি করা যেতে পারে। এই জন্য 31 জানুয়ারির পরও ওনাদের বাড়তি কিছু সময় তৈরি হচ্ছে। যেই গতিতে এই মামলার তদন্ত কাজ এগোচ্ছে সম্ভবত আপনারা আশা করছি মার্চ থেকে শুনানি শুরু হয়েছে এটা দেখতে পারবেন। আমাদের আশা আছে, আমাদের বিশ্বাস আছে আমরা যে গতিতে এগোচ্ছি ইনশাআল্লাহ সামনে নির্বাচনের আগে আমরা অন্তত ট্রায়াল কোর্টে বিচার কাজ সম্পন্ন করতে পারব।
Environment advisor Sayeda Rizwana Hassan said the interim government may start formal talks with political parties in the middle of February next for reaching a consensus over the reform initiatives.
4টা কমিশন তাদের পুরো রিপোর্ট দিয়েছে এবং সামারিও দিয়েছে। আপনাদের জ্ঞাতার্থে জানাচ্ছি যে এই সামারিগুলো আপনাদের জন্য অ্যাভেলেবল করে দেওয়া হবে। এই রিপোর্টগুলো নিয়ে কমিশন প্রধানেরা ওনারা স্বাধীন কমিশন হিসেবে কাজ করেছেন। এখন কমিশন প্রধানেরা এবং কমিশনগুলো বসে এইখান থেকে পরবর্তী পদক্ষেপ কি হতে পারে, তাদের জায়গাগুলো কোথায় কোথায় তারা মনে করছেন যে প্রাধান্য দেয়া উচিত সেই জায়গাগুলো তারা ঠিক করবেন। এই জন্য আগামীকালই একটা প্রজ্ঞাপনের মাধ্যমে 6টি কমিশনের যে কাজের সময়টা সেটা আমরা আরো 1টা মাস বাড়িয়ে দেব। আর 31শে জানুয়ারির মধ্যে প্রত্যেক 6টা কমিশনের প্রতিটি কমিশনের পূর্ণাঙ্গ রিপোর্ট আপনারা পেয়ে যাবেন। সো কোনগুলো নিয়ে আমরা তাৎক্ষণিকভাবে কাজ শুরু করব, রোড ম্যাপটা কি হবে, এইটা এই 1 মাসের মধ্যে আমরা একটা রোড ম্যাপ আপনাদেরকে দিতে সক্ষম হব বলে আমরা মনে করি। আনুষ্ঠানিক আলোচনাটা আমার ধারণা কমিশন প্রধানরা যখন একটা পর্যায়ে চলে আসবেন ফেব্রুয়ারির মাঝামাঝি জায়গায় আনুষ্ঠানিকভাবে শুরু করে দেওয়া হবে।
Advisor Asif Mahmood Shajib Bhuiya said the recommendations of the Reform Commission will be implemented based on the consensus of all.
জুলাই গণঅভ্যুত্থানের এই সবার ঐক্যমত্যের পরে আমরা সরকারে যারা আছে আমরা সেটা ইমপ্লিমেন্টেশনের দায়িত্বটা নিব, সেটা আমরা করব।
Chief Advisor's Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam was present at the press briefing. Foreign Advisor Mohammad Tawhid Hussain is going to Beijing on a 3-day bilateral visit on the 20th of January at the invitation of Chinese Foreign Minister. Bangladesh will renew Memorandum of Understanding on river management with China. Foreign Advisor informed this at a briefing on his China visit at Foreign Ministry today. He said during the visit, proposal will be given to lower credit interest and extend credit repayment period up to 30 years. The Foreign Advisor informed that issues related to finance and commerce will come up for discussion during the visit. Besides, Bangladesh will also seek Chinese cooperation in resolving Rohingya crisis, he added. The Appellate Division of the Supreme Court today acquitted all, including Begum Khalida Zia, of graft charges in the Zia Orphanage Trust case. The Appellate Division, headed by Chief Justice Syed Rifat Ahmed this morning, pronounced the verdict unanimously, acquitting those who were convicted and sentenced by the lower court in the Zia Orphanage Trust graft case, allowing their appeals in the case. The court came up with the judgment cancelling the High Court order that extended Begum Khalida Zia's initial 5-year jail term to 10 in the Zia Orphanage Trust graft case, and a lower court order that initially convicted them all. Senior lawyers Zainul Abidin, A.M. Mahbubuddin Khokon, Badruddoza Badul, Mohammad Ruhul Quddus Kajol, Kaisar Kamal and Advocate Ghazi Kamrul Islam Shajul took part in the hearing for the former Prime Minister. Attorney General Mohammad Asaduzzaman, Additional Attorney Generals Mohammad Arshadur Rauf and Onik Rusht Haq, stood for the state, while advocate Mohammad Asif Hassan argued for the Anti-Corruption Commission. Senior advocate S.M. Shahjahan argued for another appellant, Qazi Salimul Haq. The Supreme Court on November the 11th in 2024 allowed two leave to appeal petitions filed by BNP chairperson Begum Khaleda Zia, staying the High Court order that extended her 5-year jail term to 10 in the Zia Orphanage Trust graft case. In their arguments, Begum Khaleda Zia's counsel stated that the prosecution could not show any document that she approved notes or signed checks. They even could not show her signature on any government document. Even the fund they are talking about is in the bank, intact, Barrister A.M. Mahbubuddin Khokon said. This infamous case was filed with a political scheme. The lower court concerned in February in 2018 gave the judgment illegally. President Mohammad Shahabuddin sought more Japanese investment in Bangladesh, particularly in emerging sectors like automobiles, ICT, medical equipment, light engineering, consumer electronics and tourism. The president sought this when newly appointed ambassador of Japan to Bangladesh, Saida Shinichi, presented his credentials to him at Bangabhavan this noon. On arrival at Bangabhavan, the new envoy was given a guard of honor by a smart contingent of the president's guard regiment. Welcoming the new ambassador, President Mohammad Shahabuddin said, Japan is the single largest bilateral development partner of Bangladesh, and the relationship between the two countries has elevated to the strategic partnership level. Noting that Bangladesh has received more than $23 billion of Japanese assistance in the forms of grants and loans, the president sought more support and assistance under the Big B initiative. Expressing satisfaction over the increasing volume of bilateral trade, he said more than 350 Japanese companies are currently operating in Bangladesh. He also requested the envoy to undertake initiatives to import more manpower from Bangladesh. Appreciating Japanese humanitarian assistance to the Rohingyas, President Mohammad Shahabuddin expressed hope that Japan will continue its cooperation for safe and dignified repatriation of Rohingyas to their homeland. The president invited the emperor, the empress and members of the imperial family to visit Bangladesh. Referring to Japan's investment in the major infrastructure sector of Bangladesh, the new ambassador said that Japan is keen to invest more in various sectors of Bangladesh. President's military secretary, Major General Mohammad Adil Chaudhry, Press Secretary Mohammad Sarwar Alam and Foreign Secretary Mohammad Jashimuddin were present. British Treasury Minister Tulip Siddiq has resigned after growing pressure over an anti-corruption investigation in Bangladesh. She had referred herself to the Prime Minister's standards advisor, Sir Laurie Magnus, after questions about links to her aunt, who was ousted last year as Bangladesh's Prime Minister. Tulip Siddiq, whose role as Economic Secretary to the Treasury included tackling corruption in UK financial markets, was named last month in an investigation into claims her family embezzled up to £3.9 billion from infrastructure spending in Bangladesh. Her aunt, the former Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, fled into exile after being deposed last year. Tulip also came under intense scrutiny over her use of properties in London linked to her aunt's allies. The Financial Times reported that one of the properties, a flat in King's Cross, had been given to her by a person connected with the recently ousted Bangladeshi government. Home Advisor, retired Lieutenant General Jahangir Alam Chaudhry, said those police personnel involved in misconduct during the anti-discrimination student movement in July and August are being arrested after investigation. He said this today while talking to reporters after inspecting the Ansar and VDP headquarters in the capital. Higher officials of the Ansar and VDP were present at the time. The Home Advisor said more than 60 lakh members of Ansar forces will be made more efficient through training to ensure civic services. Apart from training, the government will also work to resolve the existing problems by creating a database of the Ansar members, he added. The trading of illegal and substandard mobile phone sets has increased in Bangladesh's market for several years. The volume has crossed 40% recently. As a result, real producers or mobile phone sets are facing trouble. Following the reality, the producers have sought protection from the interim government and BTRC. Currently, there is demand for 4 crore mobile handsets annually in the country. In contrast, 17 companies produce 25 million mobile phones. The demand for the remaining 1.5 crore mobile phones is met through imports. About 40% of that is now occupied by stolen phones. According to a statistic, till May last year, Samsung-branded mobile handsets are active in the network of 4 mobile phone operators in the country. Of these, 1,49,26,000 are illegal. On the other hand, the active iPhone is 1.5 million. Of these, only 20,000 are illegal, and all the mobile brands together are active 17,81,28,000 handsets. However, Banglalink and Teletalk could not identify smartphones, feature phones, other brands except iPhone, Samsung brands. There is no ban on the sale of these mobile phones. So the government is not getting any revenue from illegal and fake mobile phones. Investors have become cornered as these phones are marketed free of charge. To overcome such a reality, the BTRC's National Equipment Identity Register (NEIR) system is seen as a solution. Bangladesh Telecommunication Regulatory Commission implemented the NEIR system in 2020. But for a long 4 years, for some mysterious reason, the company could not launch the main function of stopping illegal and fake phones. But this technology in hand can be a protection for investors. At the same time, it can be a tool to protect the government's revenue of thousands of crores of taka, say telecom and information technology analysts. The BTRC chairman did not respond to a phone call seeking details in this regard. However, according to the data, the BTRC has taken initiative to keep the NEIR system functional in full functional ways to stop illegal phones. Now it remains to be seen how quickly the regulator can launch this initiative. On now to international news.